Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Demon List Highlights video. This month we will cover notable community events that happened during the month of October 2021. So without any further ado, here's Ender with the main story.
For this month's main story, let's head back in time to around early 2020. NSWISH, an extremely skilled player, had just overtaken Technical to become the #1 player on the stats viewer. This was huge since Technical had been on the top for quite a while, but oh boy were we in for a ride. After NSWISH's takeover, he'd soon start grinding the list more, and after some time, he completed the whole main list. This led to him having a lead of over 1000 list points, and it seemed like it wasn't going to stop anytime soon. Suddenly, however, his lead would stop growing after he decided to take a break from playing altogether. This meant that the task of taking their spot was left up to all the other players, but it was not going to be easy. Multiple people continued to play as normal, and slowly but surely, NSWISH's lead was becoming smaller. Two players, RG and Spurtex, were catching up, and it seemed to be only a matter of time before one took over. So on October 21st, 2021, after over a year and a half over NSWISH first cementing their place on top, RG finally managed to overtake them and became the #1 player on the stats viewer after completing Calamity by Odyssey. Spurtex, the running up player in the race, also managed to withhold the spot for a bit after eventually being handed to RG again. This is a huge accomplishment for both players, and we want to give them all the support for all their future endeavors.
This month, Rob hit us with another huge rate wave, and this one might be the craziest one we've seen yet, as 3 highly anticipated and ridiculously difficult levels were rated back to back. Those being Firework, Slaughterhouse, and Arcturus. The verifiers managed to bring hype to these levels by advertising that they were all harder than Tartarus, and while Slaughterhouse and Firework were both verified and published this month, Arcturus waited almost 3 long months for its rate. We're glad to see that these levels got their well-deserved ratings in the end. Alongside this, back at the end of September, Samamba passed Localizer on the low refresh rate demon list, claiming the top 1 position, which was something that had never been achieved for the entire list's history since it was first created back in July 2017. But on this 22nd of October, Biprex had passed not only Localizer but also Samamba, so quickly after Samamba ended Localizer's 4-year reign. This just goes to show that 60Hz players have been improving an insane amount over time, and we congratulate Biprex and Samamba on achieving such an impressive goal.
For November, we got a handful of big name and long awaited levels, so let's take a look at those. First up on the chopping block, we have New Record, a long-running mega collab hosted by Temp and featuring a slew of prominent creators including, but not limited to, Pegasus, Viral DL, and Sminx. One thing that Temp has clearly demonstrated before is how good he is at making a level-fitted song, such as Spectrum Cyclone. New Record is no different, and the cohesion makes it pleasant to experience. The build up to the drop is deceptively monochrome, static and simple, though still very clean looking. Then the drop hits and everything goes crazy. Flashy effects, bright colors, rapid pulses, objects moving left and right, fast-paced gameplay, all in the perfect harmony with the song. Another noticeable quality of New Record is the seemingly near-flawless sync with just about every note in the song. With satisfying duels, challenging but lenient timings, and properly done flowy click sync, New Record looks to be one of the most enjoyable demons in the game, and one of the best we've seen in a while. Difficulty is unknown though, and it will be likely list-worthy. And as all with his other projects, Temp will be verifying. Good luck to the team on getting through the final stretch. Good sync seems to be the theme of this month, as Lighted Up by Hollow, TNC, and many more is our next up and comer. It features 6 minutes of extreme demon gameplay similar to the likes of Adrenaline and Ocular Miracle, that shows off glow style designs in a masterful way. With the unique song and some outstanding color uses, this may up being one of the best long extreme demons out there. Throughout the entire ride exists intense gameplay and flashy designs that will make Mega Collab hosts everywhere swoon. One could only imagine the nerves a victor must go through at the end of 6 minutes of this sort of heart-wrenching and flashy gameplay. This project has been in the work for 6 to 7 years at this point, so it is gratifying to see it finish in such a satisfying manner. It is set to be verified by Mix991, so make sure to give him the massive support he deserves after also helping with the creation of this project for all this time. Another level with the situation similar to Deimos is Shuketsu by Yuko. Started in 2019 by Shuri, it features just over a minute of fast, muscle memory based gameplay. After Shuri quit creating, Yuko ended up being one to continue Shuketsu. After a while, he credited the official status of Shuri. Shuketsu's first part was built by Gabler, meaning it was made similar to the original. But as time goes on, the level developed more colorful decoration and branches off from the original in many pleasing ways. The gameplay is nice sync, and it even includes the famous concept of text written in block design, including 1 frame ahead and stop buffing and nemesis. Shuketsu is undoubtedly a very self-aware level, and it's drawn much hype around the community. Lamp86 is currently verifying, and she has 44 to 100 already. According to Yuko, Shuketsu as it currently stands will likely be harder than the Golden. The level is currently uploaded to the servers for public playtesting, though it is not an open verification. Even if Gabler helped create the level, it is not a Reddit series level according to him. Be sure to congratulate Yuko on finishing this amazing collab and wish Lamp some luck for verifying. This month's last upcoming level is the formerly impossible The Nautical by Nafe and more. This grayscale 9 circles level was recently nerfed down to top 15 after Nafe saw potential of reeling it back within the possible range. Similar to what happened with Arcturus, the level is just about a minute long and features some incredibly fast and difficult wave sections in the classic 9 circles fashion. It starts out as a calm but still difficult ship, then transitions into something else entirely. The gameplay becomes brutal, including many wave sections fit between 45-degree slow click consistency corridors and crazy tight spaces, being almost more of a muscle memory level than a wave level. It ends with an calming easy cube section at the end with an alternative coin toggle that renders your icon invisible. It'll be hard to say how many will go for it, but after pretty much completing a top 15 demon, nerves will go through the roof. There will sure be some dastardly fails that'll happen if you ask me. The level is set to be verified by Timo, who has already gotten progress of 57% and 39 to 100%. So stop by his Twitch stream and show him your love.
There's been quite a few interesting levels released this month, so let's get right into it. To start things off, we have Keres, a remake of Erebus, hosted by It's Hybrid and featuring many other talented creators. It features a toxic theme, similar to the original, but goes above and beyond with its beautiful block designs and art. It was in the work for over 3 years before finally being finished and verified by Crysis, and is now out and rated on It's Hybrid's account, as well as being placed at 12 on the list, so go check it out if you're up for the challenge. RGB is a flashy, effect-heavy level made by Slay GD and verified by Blitzer. As the name suggests, the level uses only 3 main colors: red, green, and blue. However, even with the limited color scheme, Slay manages to keep the level interesting by using different trippy effects and cool designs in every single part. The level has since been released and given an epic rating, and is set to place in the top 100, so congratulations to Slay and Blitzer for their accomplishments. Next up, we have Glisten, a medium-length level hosted by Nyx, featuring many talented modern experimental creators. The level features fast timing gameplay and flashy and colorful deco, and has the possibility of being one of the shortest rated extremes, with its length clocking in at 51 seconds. It has been verified by Sebatronic and is up on Nyx's account, so if you want a fast and easy extreme demon to beat, go check it out. Cerzia Difficult is a memory level created on the 1.9 Geometry Dash private server by Cerzia and Kiter, with Cerzia having verified it as well. Despite the limitations of the 1.9 editor, the creators take full advantage of it to create interesting decoration and fun gameplay with only 4 color channels, and without the use of moving objects. The level is out and rated on Cerzia's account, and is planned to be placed in the main list, so congratulations to Cerzia and Kaida for their accomplishments. Jamboree is a sync-based dual-heavy level made by Just John. The gameplay is very energetic and flowy, and the decoration matches the excitedness of the gameplay, featuring many bright pulses and saturated colors. It's not often that you see a creator willing to build and verify an extreme demon all by themselves, especially one that's projected to be around the middle of the list. This is out and rated on Just John's account, so be sure to congratulate them for their accomplishments.
Regarding the list team, Big Thunder 556 and Cobalt rejoined as helpers. At the same time, a number of promotions happened, including Div being promoted to moderator and R-Steel and Noru being promoted to head moderator. In addition, the requirements of many of the pack roles have been updated, including changes, additions, and removals. On the other hand, the list saw a large number of updates throughout this month. To begin with, Mirrored Calamity was raised back into the main list from 77 to 56, with Zafkiel being subsequently pushed down. On the same day, a similarly named Calamity was added at 42. Following this, Hard Machine was placed in the top 5, replacing Zodiac at the 5th slot. Boogie was also positioned at 75, moving Catalyze down into the extended list. The following few days saw several more changes. Kuzureta was added at 61, while Lodeth was raised back into the extended list from the legacy list at 149. Requiem was placed at 45, knocking Sonic Wave out of the top 50 after its reign of over 4 years. Furthermore, Infinite Iniquity was given the 55th spot, forcing Lodeth back into the legacy list. And finally, Erebus, the one by Platnu, was placed at 125. A week after Erebus's placement, Monstrosity and Static Ignition were placed at 140th and 111th respectively. A day later, Base Cave ascended from 131 to 117. Never Beat It was placed at 115, which would have caused Glitch Memories to fall into the legacy list if it weren't for the fact that it moved up to 141 at the same time. Later, the Hell Zone jumped up a whopping 41 spots from 148th to 107th. Crystal was added the next day 2 spots behind it at 109. Molten Gear was moved up and placed below Kuzureta at 64, and Damage Control was added the same day at 135, causing Betrayal of Destiny to fall out of the list entirely. Days later, Kira's joined the top 15 and was placed at 12, above Crimson Planet and below Promethean. Finally, Super Probably Level was given a push up the list once again, from 120th to 102nd place.
Two talented low refresh rate players, WW Donut and Biprex, have continued to astound us with their incredible achievements. Biprex became the first 60Hz mobile victor of Erebus, with an astonishing flu from 68, and WW Donut has once again beaten the hardest demon on a low refresh rate monitor, being Ragnarok on 75Hz. Both of these players are incredible, and make sure to congratulate them when you get the chance. This month saw the most top 10 completions out of any month with a total of 50. To start, there were 8 victors of the current top 1 demon Tartarus, being Monster, R-Steel, Frozen, the Ultra Block, Finley, Simus, Zamasu, and Big Thunder 556. There were 2 victors of both Sonic Wave Infinity and Treffet, being Laser DD and Doshit for the former, and Swooker and Wolves for the latter. Space UK and Swooker also managed to pull through on the top 5 demon Hard Machine, and Swooker and Snowballer would add themselves to the list of Kinos victors. Congratulations to all of these victors on their significant achievements. October had an abundance of the golden victors, with a whopping total of 9. These victors were Cringy Dylan, Pashenka, DBZ Cookie, Snowballer, Saltolius, Storvict, Drek120, Thunder, and Lamp86. Massive congrats to this bunch, and hopefully we'll see more in the near future. Zodiac was beaten by 7 people during the month of October, being Brutal Sword, Sardina GD, It's Plus 824, Vic Turkey, Doggy, and Adrian DD, as well as Link5, who beat it as their first list demon. Zodiac is still an incredible achievement, so congratulations to the victors. Next, there were 12 victors of Renovant in October. These victors were Sabatronic, Hexaract, JH-77, Tyago, Ty0, Exinity, Stav, Rico LP, Terracot, Bleemer, Citrus, and CA1LX. There were also 6 people who beat Sari Never Clear, being Ace XS, Swooker, Tackmaster, Monster, and Cobra Blitz. Congratulations to all these people listed, and good luck to them in their futures.
This month's review is on Myocardia by Tuffy, a very unique level themed around a humanoid computer. And when I say very unique, I mean it. This level goes from the experimental to the downright wacky, and does an amazing job throughout. First off, let's get into the gameplay. Disclaimer, gameplay is completely subjective, and what I enjoy may not necessarily parallel to you, so I recommend you try to level out yourself instead of simply taking what I say here as a fact. After all, it's just my opinion. To get a better scope of the gameplay, I actually beat this level for this review, and I can say that this gameplay absolutely bangs. It has parallels to Rash in a lot of the parts, with that kind of madcap gameplay design that is so consistently divisive, yet so satisfying when executed well. The first part gameplay-wise starts off as one of the weaker parts of the level, with a lot of cube and ball release timings and dash orbs that don't seem too bad, but can get a bit annoying when playing from zero for a while. After that is a ship and UFO, which are very solid and consistent, implementing interesting designs in the ship gameplay like the slopes you have to go over at 14%. Once you get to the build-up though, is where this level's gameplay really shines. The cube, robot, and wave are very fun and consistent, then giving you a small break in a ship section with orbs and throwing you right back into it with the 48 to 55 section, which is the most satisfying part to pull off in the level. And we haven't even got to the 4x part yet. This part relies much more heavily on click sync than the pre-drop and build-up, and it executes it extremely well and in a very enjoyable way. After this section is the wave, which I did find to be a bit unbalanced compared to the other parts, but wave is my worst game mode, so I'll give it a pass. Nonetheless, this is D-block gameplay executed near perfection here. The rest of the level is some ball and ship timings, and then a tight but not too tight ship section to finish the level off, just tight enough to make it feel rewarding. Overall, I give this gameplay a score of 9.7 out of 10. It executes the style it attempts to flawlessly, and I never got bored while playing it. Now onto the deco, and holy crap, this level is absolutely stunning. It is a harsh turn from your average Glow Mega Collab, basing itself heavily on theming and art, going so far as to integrate an entire story in the level with well-paced progression. Every part is extremely good on its own, and they all work together to form an amazing and complex theme that sets this level apart from any other Extreme I've seen. The first part is deco that eases you into the level in a very interesting way, giving a vague image of the theming, but just in a simple mechanical style with electric pulses. As you transition to the ship, the mechanical style becomes more apparent, including metallic-looking grabbers, and slowly implementing rainbow flashes. Once the faster part starts, the level really pulls you in with rainbow flashy effects and screws that move to the music. At this point it's obvious that the level is getting more chaotic, but to what end is still a mystery. Once you get to the ship, you are bombarded with all kinds of machine parts that are very well made in detail, with flailing USB cords at the forefront of the player's vision. You can also see DNA strands in the background, which gives good foreshadowing to the progression of the theme in the next parts. Once you get to 54, a syringe injects some sort of fluid into the player, and we can truly see what this level is about. The machine you are inside of is humanoid, with a beating heart with mechanical parts attached to it, and a background meatier than a number 9 large. The heart is flashing green, and you can see explosions of binary across the screen, showing that the humanoid computer is having a breakdown. A very nice touch I like to this part is the effect of a beating heart, and how the heart beats faster and faster as you get to the meltdown of the computer. Once the heart rate gets too high, you are thrown to a part where you can see DNA strands in the background flailing about, and soon after pieces of the DNA flying off, the core strands of DNA of this creature getting destroyed from the inside out due to this virus. And with that, the level ends. This is not only a well-themed Extreme, but one that contains a unique and interesting story within it, and every part is detailed and well-polished. I really cannot give Tuffy enough congrats for getting this level out, and it's truly a masterpiece. 10 out of 10 deco, no questions asked. This makes the level an extremely solid 9.85 out of 10 for me. I cannot stress enough how well crafted this level is. And with that, I'm off.
This month's player shoutout goes to Markushh. They're an extremely skilled player, having beaten Bloodlust, Hyper Paracosm, Sonic Wave, and almost all rated Sonic Wave remakes. On top of that, they had a devastating fail, 95% on Sonic Wave Infinity after accidentally exiting the level during the end screen. They only have around 750 subs, so make sure to give them your support. The last was Demon of the Month was Boogie, and the first 3 players to beat it after last month's highlights were Blathers, Stolen Burrito, and Blueberry. Congrats to all of them for being the fastest to beat this behemoth of a level. The list Demon of the Month for this month is Damage Control, a fast-paced 1.9 style timing level that all past victors said is very enjoyable to play. As always, the first 3 players to beat the level will get a special shoutout in next month's highlights video, so if you think you're up for the challenge, good luck.
And that wraps up this month's highlights video. The writers and voicers were Kutsu, Ender, CXN, RockHole, Cunk, Floofle, Happy365, Yoonsr, Rocipher, and Skzyl. The editors were Kutsu, Kooper, Cunk, LastPrismAlex, and RockHole. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the flippity flop.